I am not
Honey,
eating
I am not
anything.
eating muffler hot dogs with the exhaust. Take it back. Welcome to Deep Dive, the feed. Kitchen improvements. I'm Andy Tarnoff. I'm the host of the Deep Dive Podcast Network, and I'm joined by Aaron Labor.
Hello. Sorry, I came in a little hot there. Why not?
That's all right. Deep Dive, the feed, where we mine Facebook Marketplace for everything from the weird to the wonderful.
And this week we're going to look at different ways to spice up your kitchen.
Let's start right now.
I've got a great listing to start us off. Are you ready?
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at this asshole of a cannon.
It's a jerky cannon.
I know. Can you believe it?
I've heard of a jerky gun, but this is like taking it to the next level.
Yeah, you can make the most jerky you can ever imagine. More jerky than you can shake a stick at. Look at, you can make one big wide jerky, you can make double strips, and you can make single strips.
It works good.
That's about it.
Used a few times. They upgraded to a larger one because apparently the jerky cannon, I don't know why they need like a jerky bazooka.
Right? I'd like to know what the bigger one is all about. If anybody needs a bigger jerky cannon, it's that guy right there. That guy is serious about his jerky.
All right.
You know?
So for $15, steal for real.
I think that is a steal. I like to think about, like, if you got a man cave. I mean, look, this reminds me of a caulking gun personally. And I'm just thinking, what if you just caulked up your man cave with jerky, you know?
Oh.
So then eventually, if
you needed it, or if you're hungry,
if you just want it,
you just gnaw the jerky right off the...
If you're in your lazy boy and you cannot be bothered, you just, you don't even have to like use your arms. Just start gnawing the walls.
I'm changing.
You hear that phrase, chewing the scenery?
No.
You haven't?
No. Is that real?
Like, yeah, if you're overacting, you're chewing the scenery.
Okay, yeah. I was going to call this just a deal. I don't know. But now that I'm thinking about the fact that it's so powerful, it's a caulk gun, and you could do all your caulking with beef jerky, I'm going to call it a steal.
I mean, like, if you get hungry while you're caulking, just
well, no, that would be disgusting because it's like not finished yet.
Yeah, well,
they'd be eating raw meat.
Well, I mean.
All right, so Aaron, tell me. We each week we think about why we're going to make the episode what it is, and sometimes we start with a listing and that inspires us. But actually, that was not exactly the case in this one.
No, this one I was watching, doing my homework, doing my due diligence as I do. I was watching YouTube with my daughter, and we were watching My Mythical Morning, which was some pretty entertaining dudes. I'm glad to have been inspired by them. And they were doing an episode on fridge-scaping. Have you heard of this?
Is that like when you put magnets on your refrigerator and stuff and make the outside look all cool?
You might think that's what it used to be. That's your grandfather's fridge-scaping. This is like an interior situation where you're like, they have like, not they, but they were watching videos of people that had done this where they put like plants and candles and books.
Like a diorama of
it, like themed interiors, which on some levels it's kind of cool because there's stylized containers to like organize things and whatnot, but it got ridiculous. I mean, there was like Hobbit themed one and like a Beetlejuice themed one.
It sounds more like an interior kitchen diorama to me. That can't be really a practical thing.
They made the point that this looked like something that people would do for the internet. It's not very practical. Like, where's the mustard? Like, it's not. It is more for like show than it is practical.
Well, we're doing it
but
for
anyway,
the internet.
It got us thinking. It got us thinking about what are other ways that one could spice up their kitchen and make it more practical and more interesting. So, are you ready for the next listing? This is the nut chopper. That sounds appealing, doesn't it? Haven't you always wanted a nut chopper?
No, I actually have not. I selected this one because I liked it because it's not just a nut chopper; it's a nut meat chopper.
It is. You can chop your nut and your meat,
which sounds terrible.
Both sound terrible.
It's $10 on the other hand.
Yeah, I mean, I would think it's more for show. It's so old. I don't think I'd feel comfortable.
I'm sure it was used at one point.
Oh, yes. I'm saying
I don't think this was a joke whenever this was made.
Absolutely not. But at this point, I feel like I don't want to put any food through that and then eat it. That seems a little, I don't know, just looks a little rusty,
There's got to be a better way to chop your nuts or your meat.
Yeah. You think back in the day people just shoved both in at the same time? Get some
Nut meat?
nutty meat?
Well, it doesn't say nut/meat. It just says nut meat chopper.
Nutty meaty nuts?
Because you're not cooking your nuts, but you are cooking your meat. So you're putting raw meat in there and nuts separately. I feel like these should be divided into, like, if you want a meat chopper, if you want a jerky cannon, cool. If you want a nut chopper or nut cracker, there's got to be a better option.
Yes, I think there probably are. And in fact, I think we might even have other nut crackers on our list.
Show me.
You want to see a nutcracker?
Yes.
Look at this. This is a Polynesian nutcracker.
So it is. It looks like a lady.
It is a lady. It's a Polynesian lady. I like this because she just looks like a badass, like a strong, like the epitome of lady power.
Is she wearing little shorts?
I think she is. She's wearing some hot shorts.
Is she wearing a top?
Or maybe a skirt. I don't know. But she's got that power pose.
Yeah.
And then she can use her powerful thighs to literally crack nuts.
Can I see some other pictures of this?
You can.
Please?
That was a little video of it here. There she is in repose.
She's
just
13 inches high.
Chilling. And there she is in position 1.
I like it.
Mm-hmm. There's a close-up of the midsection. But look at that, man. She's cool. Anyway, yeah.
Once again, are we talking about cultural appropriation here, or is this just a Polynesian nutcracker and people should just be happy with it?
I really think this is a cool piece, and I think there's nothing but respect for this woman.
Okay.
So
would you pay $30 for it?
I would, actually. I think it's a deal. I think it's really cool. I think it would be a really rare thing to have. Like, I mean, I personally have like other types of sculptural things that it would fit in nicely with. So yeah,
I think we can both agree.
Deal.
We're being gender inclusive on our kitchen utilities.
In case anybody felt we were objectifying women with the Polynesian nutcracker, we're going to now objectify men with the handmade bottle openers that are clearly shaped like penises.
Yes, obviously. They don't say that in the description, however. So there's some stuff going on that needs to be broken down.
First of all, I want to point out that they have a choice of an African mahogany or maple.
Okay.
Which is true. And also, I think that's a fun range of wood tones.
Okay.
You know, yeah.
He has some rare woods available.
Rare woods. Mm-hmm.
For $20.
Mm-hmm.
6 inches if you measure from the base.
And I gotta say,
all right.
I mean, like,
come on, they're putting it out there. We gotta go there.
The base that they're talking about, like, that is not a 6-inch bottle opener.
No, I'm pretty sure that when you're talking about bottle opener measurement, that maybe you could point out where.
I mean, I think that you got
kind of.
Yeah, that's where
you should be measuring in bottle opener length and girth.
There are standard measurements for bottle openers, as we know, and it's not measuring.
And nobody measures it from at the back of the bottle opener,
from the taint of the opener.
Right, that taint right, man.
That's like that taint right. So I'm saying that's more of a 4-inch opener personally, but
yeah.
Let's see.
He does measure it. Okay,
right, and exactly.
It is exactly. It's a 4-inch. That is a 4-inch handmade bottle opener. On the other hand,
I know my bottle openers.
It is that's your business. It is discounted from $15 to $12. Maybe the seller realized that he or she
was exaggerating the
size of the bottle opener and thus had to discount it.
Was that like 25%? Actually, I think that's about right. Is that right?
Am
I doing my math right?
I think that's about right. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll ask AI and see what they think. Deal, steal, or for real?
I gotta say, for real, I don't think that these diminutive bottle openers have no value to me.
I agree.
Great. Let's move on.
We've been talking about Facebook Marketplace listings for some time, but the feed really could be any kind of feed. It could be YouTube, it could be Craigslist, it could be Twitter, X, it could be Instagram, you name it, Blue Sky. So some of these things are better seen and heard and seen.
Sure.
So I think we should kind of bring in a new segment here, which we're tentatively calling Pause It.
Pause It.
We're taking some videos that we think are worth expounding a little on.
Yeah, and this came from you were interested in hobo cooking.
There's gonna be a future episode on hobos and why there's some sort of like cutesy kitschy thing about homelessness, which I think is insane.
Yeah.
So this video isn't so much about he calls it a hobo toolkit, but it's really about the concept of cooking in hotels. Right. And this guy's got some weird stuff.
We're talking about spicing up kitchens. This is about basically creating a spiced up kitchen in your hotel room, which is wild. So, but this guy's kind of interesting. So let's check it out.
Friends, family, subscribers, thank you. Really appreciate your time today. I'm going to talk about my camp kitchen. And by that, I mean the cooking tools that I bring with me to hotels. Because last year, for example, I spent 11 months in a hotel. That's a long time.
That guy spends a lot of time in hotels.
It's one of the things you miss most about home. So like for me,
what is he doing here?
A decent hamburger,
feels like a divorced dad kind of situation.
Like a can of
I don't think it is,
really
but
means a lot
it's like
when I'm missing sharing.
There's a lot of Asian hotel travel to miss much. So
okay, so keep going.
Yeah, back in a
don't wink at me.
And I'd like to walk.
Don't look at you.
You winked at me.
That I use to cook with. Safety is important, so I encourage you to
let's watch the video.
In a small room. Don't cook in a poorly ventilated. Let's take a look at the gear.
Have you ever cooked with butane in a hotel room?
I haven't. Have you?
You're about to see it. I have not. I've used a quesadilla maker in a hotel room
that you brought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why?
Because I was going to Vegas and I was like, I think this is a good idea.
To cook your own food in Vegas?
You want to hear about it?
It is fairly organized.
No.
Okay, great.
There's a plastic bag.
I didn't want to tell you anyway.
All right, so this guy's making a butane interior, like a camp kitchen stove.
Yeah, wait till you see it. I mean, he's got like a little bag of stuff here. But,
it's like a go bag.
He likes ketchup.
I like the ketchup packets because they're easy to hold of and they're just super handy.
I like ketchup.
And then I've got peanut butter. This is kind of interesting. This is like
look at that.
Grab some snacks.
You ever heard of Thai San Oriental mix?
I have not.
Thai San Oriental snack mix.
It feels problematic.
I do want to mention cooking fuel.
He is going to make a cooking stove with a can of butane inside a hotel.
Yeah, inside his hotel.
Where you probably can't open windows.
One bottle of cooking fuel is going to last you like 6 months on a camp.
Got pulled off pause it. Yeah, pulled off a Korean Airlines flight for leaving a bottle of butane in his luggage. Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, isn't that hilarious?
Travel with cans of fuel. That didn't dissuade him, though.
Nope, he's still going. He learned something from that. That's what it's all about, right? You make mistakes, you learn something. I can only imagine how irritated the rest of the people in that flight were, though. This American with butane on the flight, inconveniencing everybody. Ugh.
These typically screw onto the top of...
Okay, that's actually cool.
Butane. Yeah, look how genius this is.
Like so. I mean, I don't advocate cooking your own meals in a hotel with a camping stove. However, I feel like I could use this for all sorts of things.
Right.
Connects to one of those bottles, or one of these
cans. Don't hit the butane, dude.
It's super easy to set up.
Do you really blame him? How many things do we hit while we're recording this?
I mean, I guess
knocking shit over.
You see somebody walking their dog without a leash, you like assume they know their dog. I assume he knows how hard he can tap that butane can, but still. Here we go.
Lock it
YOLO.
YOLO.
Spin the legs.
$5.49 in some other currency. That's why I think this is. I don't know what the currency is in Singapore.
It's a lot of Singapore stuff. Here we go. Watch this. That's a goddamn cooking flame right there.
There you go.
That is a kitchen improvement.
Isn't that crazy?
These are Snow Peak titanium plates. I've got 4. I usually carry 5 because Myself, Sherry Ann, Jupiter, Ellen, Kyla, 5 plates.
Somebody doesn't get to eat tonight.
Or the other plate is.
That's fine.
They probably
whatever.
Left it in the dishwasher.
They'll be fine.
Silverware kit, including a spork, because one camp out would be.
I'm a big fan of sporks.
Everyone like measuring ingredients.
I would think if you were going to be traveling in a hotel and bringing your own cooking things and utensils, why not just have only sporks, since they serve the purpose of knife, fork, and spoon?
That's a little knife sharpener he's got in there.
Some Ziploc bags are also a must-have.
He's ready to.
I have a feeling when TSA saw this guy, they were not thinking this guy was a traveler.
Look at that thing. Look at that tool.
There have been a couple of times where it hasn't worked.
Oh yeah, I've got one of those.
It's a flint guy.
Yeah, it's hard.
But it looks like he's about to choke somebody.
He's not going to bring a lighter?
I feel like he's got some.
He's got the butane
in there. Some chloroform. Some duct tape. It's like Mary Poppins' bag.
In there, I keep a lot of clips. These are like
I can't watch any more of this.
Document clips that you
please
get
make it go away. This is going to cost more than it would cost just to eat at a restaurant.
But how many times can you use this?
Well, probably unlimited. But
it's just really amazing that the efficiency, how much he fits in there.
Measuring ingredients quite a bit. This set of Snow Peak chopsticks. And this is just awesome.
Look at those cool chopsticks.
They screw together.
He's like camping in a hotel.
Okay. That's it. That's what I travel with.
Great.
That's it? That's all you travel with?
And
wow, you're a light traveler, sir.
To me over the
Tide. I think that guy is. I don't understand.
What don't you understand?
Well, if he's staying in hotels, I mean, I feel like he should be camping if that is his mentality for travel.
I totally get the idea of being able to save some money when you're traveling by making some meals in a hotel. You think about how much money you spend on like every single muffin that you have to buy.
Yeah.
So, you weren't interested in hearing about this earlier, but I'll tell you.
Okay. I'm not. Okay, fine.
You might still not be interested.
TBD.
Yeah, I went to Vegas and I threw my quesadilla maker in my bag because I was like, I don't want to have to buy every snack in overpriced Vegas. All I need is some tortillas and some cheese. And I've got myself like lunch every day. And it's like nearly free.
Did your hotel have a microwave?
I don't know, but I wouldn't want to microwave a quesadilla. Like a quesadilla maker took up this much space in my bag. And that's all I needed.
Okay, that is practical.
And so I thought it was really smart.
I think that is smart.
And that was a last minute, just like, I think I'm going to throw my quesadilla
that
maker
guy
in.
spent big money to compile his kitchen.
Yeah,
set.
But he also sounds like he's traveling with like a family to Disney World a lot. Like that gets real expensive. So, I mean, listen, I would be super embarrassed if this were my dad making us cook in the hotel and not just go have a vacation and like enjoy ourselves.
I think he's more of a business traveler.
Totally get it. If you're traveling for business, why not? I mean, he could pocket his per diem every day. Think about how much money he could save.
Okay. I see your point. Sometimes I actually do want to make my own stuff. I'm not poo-pooing the concept of cooking and multitasking, and sometimes when I'm on my snowmobile, I want to make myself some hot meal.
Oh, if I had a nickel.
Also, I'm totally lying. I don't have a snowmobile and I wouldn't do this,
and I don't have any nickels.
Check out the Muff pot.
I love saying Muff pot. It's a food warmer for snowmobiles. You've heard of this before.
I have. Do you understand what's going on here?
Well, I didn't at first, but I believe from looking at the pictures, it looks like a pot that is heated by putting it on the muffler of a vehicle of any kind, really. And it looks like snowmobiles in particular, maybe. And that's
that's basically exactly right.
Wow.
You're using the muffler that is expelling some sort of noxious gas, I assume. The exhaust pipe of your machine to warm your food. On one hand, I find this to be a brilliant idea.
Yes.
And I find it to be extremely ridiculous.
I mean, I don't know if there's some built-in science there to help deal with the fumes.
Look, it's like vacuum, it's sealed. All right. It probably wouldn't be a product if it was pumping like
I'm sure they've
carbon monoxide gas. I'm sure the fine folks who made the Muff pot have thought about this.
I would think so, or be hearing about the recalls, So it's probably fine, but it is a bit of a leap to get past the idea that It's, the muffler is the thing. The exhaust. I mean, it's the exhaust pipe. I've heard of like, I remember, I don't even remember I feel like it was from some television show long ago when somebody was like heating something up on
you
their,
like cook eggs on your
engine, right? You'd like
but
throw like potatoes in foil or something.
For that.
But that's like heat.
Right.
Which is heat too, but that's just straight up heat. This is like exhaust heat.
I got to point out that this thing is new, brand new in box.
Yeah.
What happened is some guy got this real excited, showed it to his wife, his friends, said, "Oh, honey, I got a way for us to heat up some hot dogs on the snowmobile."
What? No
That's
way.
Ridiculous.
I am not
honey,
eating anything.
I am not eating muffler hot dogs with the exhaust. Take it back.
You can eat those muff dogs with your friends, but I'm not eating
them.
honey,
it's called the Muff Pot.
Yeah, I thought you'd like it.
Actually, this is from Charlotte, Michigan, so I don't know if that's the appropriate accent. I don't know where Charlotte, Michigan is, but regardless,
everybody in our heads sounds like that.
Yeah, so I guess I'm guessing it passed his opportunity to return, and now he's trying to sell it for $30. I don't have a snowmobile.
This would be a great excuse to get one. Well, you could do it on your car. You could put it on your motorcycle. That's a business idea right there. Like a mobile food unit right there. Did I ever tell you about the Harley hot dog or hamburger salesman I met in London?
No.
He had turned his Harley into a hamburger stand. Like he would like the saddlebags and like he redid something with the engine and the muffler, the whole thing.
That was cooking the hamburger?
The Harley cooked the burgers. Yes. And they were amazing. Yeah. It was really cool. And he was like really proud that it was a Harley. So I had a fun conversation with him about that. It was great.
I'm going to call this a deal.
I do too. I agree. Deal.
Hey, Aaron, this cool listing has been sold, so we can't get it, but I think it is really neat, and there have to be other ones out there like this. It's like a P.O. box thing that you could use to store your own stuff in.
I mean, this is a custom made cabinet, so I don't know if there are other ones out there. So I do feel like
this one is a custom made one, but surely some sort of P.O. box thing must exist somewhere by, I guess, right?
Yeah, or you could. It's good inspiration, but I mean, the point is, it's like a locking cabinet for your home, for your like that you can put in your kitchen with like all little combination locks, which I just thought so cool. I mean, you could use it for spices or something, but also, I mean, I have teenagers. You have a teenager.
You could store medicine in there.
Oh, I was thinking more about like they eat all my snacks.
You could
I would
lock
like to
your
have
food
a place
away.
to have my personal snacks.
Frankly, I steal more of the snacks from my house than my kids, so she could lock it away.
Phones,
right? I could probably use that in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
I think this is.
I love this.
and
here's a little video.
And I frankly, that is so cool for $450. Expensive, but I'm going to say steal. I want one of these things.
I agree. I think if you had room in your home for this, it would be a really cool thing. So yeah, I love it.
Hey, you like coffee?
I love coffee.
Me too.
Love it.
When I'm not drinking coffee, I'm thinking about drinking coffee.
Yeah, I wake up and it's when I wake up, it's the first thing that I am excited about for the day.
As much as I love coffee, I might love espresso even more.
I'm like a low rent, like I appreciate good coffee, but black coffee, I'm simple. So I don't need anything special.
I'm not a snob on many things, despite what you or anyone else thinks. I'm like, I don't know. Okay. All right. I'm a coffee snob. I'm an espresso snob. And I have a very fancy espresso maker. It's called a Super Automatica.
I like that. I like the sound of that.
It's Italian.
Yeah.
It grinds the beans well. It it ejects them.
So it's quite an investment.
It was. But it's not as big of an investment as the commercial espresso machine from 1999, the Electrabel Epoch 3 group for $12,500.
Yeah. So you did not break 10 grand on your machine?
I did not break $1,000 on my machine. I know those things exist, but look at this mofo.
Is like the Cadillac of espresso.
It's more
machines.
like the Rolls Royce of espresso machines. Look at this steampunk thing. I mean, all right, clearly this is not for home use.
Yeah.
You got to have like a pretty fancy coffee shop for this thing.
Yeah, you got to have a reason to justify this. But wow, is that cool?
But all I'm saying is if you're upgrading your kitchen by a Facebook marketplace and you really want to pimp it out, this might be for you.
Yeah. Well, this is our chance to dream, right? That's every time we put an episode together, we get to rack our brains for like, were there no budget? Were I just searching for my dream whatever? We get to do that. So this is your dream espresso machine, I think. Kind of. I mean, I think you'd probably feel a little over the top if you had this in your home. But
for real.
Yeah, for real. For real.
You know how I feel about robots, right?
I do. I know you love them. I think they're a little overkill, but you know.
Robot vacuums, robot lights. I can't even say Alexa or else shit's gonna go down in here.
Did I tell you about the robot I saw at the dim sum restaurant the other night?
Tell me.
It was crazy. We just went for some food and there was like a little robot character rolling out and serving. I mean, it was wild.
I love that. I've heard of that. I heard my friends Rick and Annie went to Indonesia, possibly Malaysia, and they were served by a robot. And I'm looking forward to that until they kill us all.
Yeah,
I wish I could have my own. I feel like I have a couple robots. The vacuum kind of counts, but I want a robot.
Yeah, I mean we're different that way. But
you don't want a robot?
No, I don't. I like washing dishes with my hands. I sweep with a broom.
I hate that stuff because then it takes. If I can make the robot do it, I can do other things.
They touch grass. That's a thing.
Yeah,
that's.
I feel like I could be touching grass.
It could be literally
while the robot is taking care of the other things.
That's true. Can't argue with that,
especially in kitchen things. Yeah. I wish I had an all-in-one kitchen robot.
Yeah, then you could perform chef magic for only $500.
However, this listing is strange to me because, in my opinion, this is not a robot.
No, it looks like a crock pot to me.
And it seems like it does a whole bunch. It says it does 7 different things.
7-in-1 appliance.
That's cool. And it's like connected to your...
It can blend, it can grind, it can whisk, it can stew, it can knead, it can boil, it can steam. Which seems like the things that all blenders do, basically, plus boil. I guess maybe that's the thing.
Is that like an Instant Pot?
Yeah, basically.
I'm not going to call this a robot, but let me see what's...
Yeah, see, there's all those
pictures,
things again.
You can do those things.
Yeah, I think this, here you go. This is
the information that I need to know here.
So part of what it does is it stores your family's legacy recipes for the next generation.
Ooh la la.
So, this is
200 plus Indian and international recipes. I'm catching kind of an Indian vibe on this thing.
Yeah, I like this. It was automatic cleaning, and that's before. After appears to be some sort of wash cycle. I don't know. Like that's
it looks not clean to me.
What that does not look clean at all. So that's not. But if you do have mobile app for complete freedom, so if you're ever feeling like you were just a slave to the kitchen, this allows you to track the progress of your recipe from anywhere. You don't have to stand in the kitchen anymore. Are you going to use an app to cook things?
I bought my parents a sous vide that has an app, and they actually love that thing.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't call it a robot. But they do love it. It's a pretty cool technology. This might be a good example to see what the rest of the internet thinks, because I just don't know if I feel like I have enough information about the Wonder Chef Magic for $500. See if I want this kind of robot.
Yeah, I would rather see it in action before I'm going to drop that kind of coin on something that, I get the idea of like when you spend money on something, you're more likely to use it. Like you want to cook, you want to, drum
up
a
demo.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I found one for us. So this is a chef robot, crazy, different brand, actual quote unquote robot.
Chef Robot TM. And it is literally a 12-in-1
literally
cooking machine that does things, sets things, cooks things, cleans things, steams things.
Oh my god!
Apparently, it does it all.
Apparently,
so
literally,
we're gonna let it cook for us today, and we are gonna see what it's got in store for us. So it comes with a bunch of different things. We've got the base. This is the container. This is the base. You can already see all of my fingerprints. Apologize.
Bless her heart.
This is a dial.
That is a dial.
We've got all the different settings. So we've got recipes,
This looks like a possibly
self-created,
a nicer version
my
of
least
than the one that
collections,
we,
shared
the
history,
robot, quote,
and it's
robot
got all
that
the
we
settings for
saw.
like heat, all this kind of stuff. Okay, it's got a built-in like weigh things. You can weigh things.
It's got a
in there as
built-in
you
weigh
cook.
thing.
So that's how it measures.
Scale?
Basically.
I call it a scale.
It's got self-cleaning,
But
steaming, scale,
Scale.
heater,
Scale.
knead,
And-
slow cook,
Weigh
And
thing.
weigh thing.
sous vide. I don't know what that means.
Sous vide.
Yeah, those are
It's
all the
sous vide.
letters.
Ferment serbo. That sounds like a good time. And mashed.
Does it?
So quite literally, as you can see, it does it all. It also comes with a bunch of other things. So it comes with a steaming basket.
I find this camera angle distracting.
I agree.
I think that she could have framed this better to focus more on the action of the robot. Yeah, I don't think the composure of this video.
The composition, yeah, I think she's composed. I don't think she's losing her shit.
You're right. She's perfectly composed, but the composition is questionable. Please continue.
For you and do everything for you basically. Like it's kind of wild. I made bread in it yesterday, which we're gonna have with our soup for lunch today. And so I put everything in there. It weighs everything. You measure everything. Boom. It kneaded
Boom.
the dough for me. Then all I had to do is take the dough out and bake it in the oven, which was kind of wild. I made a pumpkin
Baking bread in the
spicy
oven is
latte
wild.
focaccia, which was so good.
Oh.
And this is kind of crazy because yeah, it just did everything for you. And my dad was kind of like, "Oh, it didn't like cook the bread in there for you," which would be even more wild. But it does
That would
cook
be more wilder.
certain things.
That would be Gene
in it.
Wilder. You know, I want to say something.
Please.
And in order to do that, I'm going to pause it.
Pause it.
You know how you follow the GPS and then you like just get where you're going, but you don't actually learn
Mhm.
like anything. You're like just
Right. It makes you probably less direction oriented.
I'm concerned that that's what I get concerned about with this automated stuff. I like the idea that it makes things approachable and easy, but really, cooking is not that hard. You don't need a computer screen in front of you doing everything for you. You can just cook.
This is where we're going to have to agree to disagree because I don't
Okay.
care. I want the robot to do it for me so I can do other things with my life. I'm not a caveman. If cooking was a hobby for me, sure.
I don't think it's actually going to save you all that much time. I mean, remember the bread machine craze?
Yes, I had one.
How many breads did you make? How much time did it save you? How much money did it save you? Because you like could go do other things while it made bread for you.
4, 0, and none.
There you go. So that's all I'm saying. You know, I think it's another gimmick. I think people think, oh, this will solve my issues. And really, you didn't have an issue in the first place.
It was a problem that didn't need fixing.
I'm so proud of myself. Literally, look at that.
Literally, look at that.
Literally perfect.
Literally perfect.
So we've got most things.
Oh, that's literally perfect right there.
And then we had
Looks
that
like a
with
mess
the
to me.
So then it also obviously
These
tells you, like, all the
pancakes
steps
do
of, like,
look
how to cook it kind of thing,
really good. But
you know,
again,
like, pancakes.
that just means make pancakes. That's what I'm saying. Any pancakes are good. And pancakes are super easy to make.
I forgot. That's okay.
And with all the information we have on the internet, I feel like this is an information age we live in. You don't need a machine to tell you the information, which is kind of what it's doing.
I am more impressed with her composition of the video.
Yeah.
Yep, nope. I take it back.
Focus could use a little love, but
Okay, so we're doing a little self-cleaning
All right, check
mode
this
now.
out.
Oh, it's
I
in
put some
self-cleaning mode.
water and
Yep.
soap in there, and then it's got
Let's
like
see
a
how
whole
clean it
self-cleaning
gets.
mode, and then
What?
because
it's
it
got
wouldn't
a
be
little
nice if you
timer,
didn't
like,
actually have to clean it because this thing does it for you. It just
2
cleans.
minutes.
Yeah, it
You
looks
could
good
go
so far.
away. You can like
Now,
meditate,
yesterday when I did this-
spend time with your family. It just does it for you.
Yesterday when I did this, some water started to leak out
Uh-oh.
of here, which was interesting because I feel like this doesn't have like, for whatever reason, like a super secure like lock. Like it's locked in.
Hmm.
I don't know. We'll see if it does it today.
We'll see it.
Yeah, you should. All right. See, now it's going like. So it's going up.
It's getting a little loud.
I just don't want it to leak again. Maybe I had too much water in it though.
Oh, oh shit.
What is that? Unless I'm doing something wrong. Like,
Oh,
that?
what is that?
see, there's this much water
Yeah.
in it, which I think is not that much water in it, and it.
If I've learned anything from today's episode, it's maybe that these kitchen improvements aren't really doing much to improve your cooking or kitchen stuff. Am I being I being too hard on this?
No, I think it's one of those, the grass always seems greener on the other side of somebody else's kitchen or something like that. You think there's going to be a solution out there, and the reality is, you just got to buckle down and learn some things sometimes. That's what I think. I mean, listen, I'm going to definitely be picking up a jerky cannon like that, as opposed, like that's, I guess, what I'm getting at. If on one side of the scale is jerky cannon, on the other one is robot chef,
Yeah.
like just give me some jerky and a cannon. I'm fine. I don't need all that rigmarole. I don't need all that fancy pants.
Muff pot?
Oh yeah, definitely want a muff pot.
Please like and subscribe to Deep Dive the feed. Become a member for $2.99 a month, and then you will get bonus content. Thanks for watching.
Come back again before the robots take over,
which could be any moment now.
Right, so come back real quick.
Thanks.